Thursday night here in downtown Austin. We are live from historic Burger Field as tonight your Tigers coming in with a record of 6-1 in league play. They take on the Eagles from Akins, coming in with a record of 1-7 as we are about to make the turn halfway into the season. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. My name is Melvin Jones. Final game of this two-game series between the Tigers and the Eagles of Akins. Tigers dominated Tuesday night with the run rule, winning 11-1 in 5 innings to get to 6-1 in league play. We're going to turn it over to the public address announcer for pregame festivities.
Tigers and your Akins Eagles. Starting off with the defense, hitting the field, starting lineup. Catcher tonight, number 11, David Cisneros. At first base, number 6, Marco Ariano. Playing second tonight is number 9, Aiden Tenberg. Man in the hot corner, number 1, Sean Ramos. Shortstop tonight, number 13, Aiden De Leon. Outfielders tonight, left field, 22, J.P. Perez. In center, number 7, Ryan Resendez. Left field, number 9, Hayden Fonseca. And on the mound tonight, number 2, Noah Corpus.
Steps up to the plate.
Tigers, we have number 13.
For your Tigers. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me here at Burger as Taylor was announced as Tyler Tracy. Few laughs from the crowd as we are about to get underway here from Burger. As Corpus fires off his first pitch. That's high at 7:33 p.m. Sun is almost set. Ball 1 to Taylor Tracy. Corpus winds up, fires, and that is high. Corpus winds up and fire. And Taylor sends a screamer to the backstop, foul. Count goes to 2-1. Yes, it is windy out here tonight. Taylor's back in the box. The 2-1. Taylor sends a screamer foul just above the bullpen into the stands. Count goes even, 2-2. And Corpus fires. And Taylor checked his swing, and he did not go around. Full count now on Taylor Tracy. Gavin Hull is on deck for the Tigers. Corpus, the lefty, fires, and that is high for ball 4. And the leadoff batter is on for the Tigers to begin this ball game. Here's Gavin.
Tigers, number 2, Gavin Oella.
Gavin was 3 for 3. 3 for 4 with the walk-off RBI on Tuesday against Akins. Crazy part, you guys, I talked to the PA announcer before the game. Gavin didn't hold up strike 1. He got the names right then. 0-1 on Gavin Hull. As Corpus throws back, and Taylor trots back to first. We always talk about the horrors that the Tigers have on this field. 2-3 since the beginning of last season here at Berger. Corpus fires. That was into the dirt. Count goes even, 1-1. As Corpus taking his time, and he fires. Gavin chops one over the first, and the first baseman loses it, and Gavin is safe. And let's see what they give that one. I believe that should be a hit. As Connor comes up, E3, as Taylor moves over to second. Gavin was standing there as Zane Warren comes in the courtesy run. Tigers with 2 on, no outs here in this top half of the first. As Corpus fires, and that's low for ball 1. Connor with 2 home runs here in district play, both against Johnson last Tuesday night. 1-0 count to Connor Helms. Noah Corpus fires the 1-0. And Connor sliced one straight to the third baseman. They're going to get the force at third. And a 5-3 double play. And it's 2 gone here in the first.
Next up the bat, number 16, Dominic Hurley.
Here's Dom. 1 on, 2 outs. Dom on Tuesday night was 0 for 2. He had a walk and scored twice. That's 2 looks by Corpus. And that's well inside. 1-0 to Dom Hurley. Corpus looks over, fires. Low again, 2-0 to Dom. Two balls, no strike to Dom. And Corpus, 2 looks over at second base. And he fires. And Dom fouls it off. 2-1 to count to Dom Hurley. Corpus ready to go. And a 2-1 to Dom. And that is outside, 3-1 to Dom. Corpus being patient, looks back at second, fires. And a base hit in the left field, and that's going to bring home Connor Helms. Zane Warren. And it's 1-0 Tigers. RBI double for Dom.
18, Jack Tyndall.
Here's Jack. 1 on, 2 outs, and a 1-0 Tiger lead. And already with a mound visit. And that gives me time to finish my lineup card. Again, folks, welcome to Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. So glad you could join us. Late Thursday night game here at Burger. Tigers looking to go 7-1 at the turn. Last season, they were 4-4 at the turn. Tigers, without a doubt, one of the top teams in this district in what is one of the toughest districts in all the state of Texas. That's Corpus. Fires, and Jax looks at ball 1. 1-0 to Jack Tyndall. Corpus looks back at second base. He fires. And Jack looks at ball 2. Low and away. 2-0 to Jack Tyndall. Corpus, deep breath, looks over to second, fires. Jack pops this one foul and out of play. 2-1 to Jack. Two balls, 1 strike to Jack Tyndall. Windy night here in Austin. Corpus fires, and Jack avoids it. 3-1 to Jack Tyndall. Trey Perry's on deck. That's Corpus. 2 looks over, and he fires, and that is away. 5-pitch walk to Jack. 2 on, 2 outs for Trey. Second walk of the inning by Corpus.
Number 4, Trey Perry.
Trey on Tuesday night, 2 for 2 with a run and an RBI. Corpus fires. Trey looks at strike 1. 0-1 to Trey. That's Corpus. Ready to 0-1. He fires. Outside, 1-1 to Trey. Parker Saucy on deck. One nothing Tigers here in the top half of the first. Low and inside, 2-1 to Trey. As Corpus looks over at second. Here comes the 2-1. He fires. And that time, Troy swung and missed. Deuces wild to Trey Perry. And Trey pops his foul and out of play. Count remains deuces. You can tell it's windy just through my headset. As Corpus. 2 looks over at second base. Fires a 2-2. That is in the dirt. Full count on Trey. That's Corpus ready to go. He is a ball away from loading it up. for Parker. Corpus fires the 3-2. And Trey pops this one. This is foul. It's going to stay in play. It does not. It's a bounce in the stands. Count remains 3-2. Three and two to Trey. Here's the 29th pitch of the inning for Corpus. And Trey hits it foul to the third base side. Count remains 3-2. And the 3-2 coming up from Corpus. 1-0 Tigers in the top half of the first. And Corpus couldn't get it. Bases loaded full of Tigers with Parker coming up. Third walk of the inning for Corpus.
Next up the bat, number 9, Parker Salsi.
Parker went 0 for 1 as he came in the bottom half of the fourth. And Corpus fires. Parker swung at everything for strike one. 3 walks and a hit for the Tigers in this inning. Corpus fires. Nice pitch for strike 2. 0-2 now to Parker Salsi. And Corpus winds up, fires, and that missed, but barely. 1-2 to Parker. And Parker foul tips this one, 1-2. Tigers get 5 days off before heading back on the road against Westlake on Tuesday night to start their 2-game set next week. Westlake was defeated by Anderson out in Nelson last week as Parker swung and missed, and Corpus has his first strikeout of the night, and the Tigers go down. They leave them loaded, but they bring one across the board. 1-0 Tigers as we head to the home half of the first. And you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Back here to historic Burger as Jackson Conover warms up and is getting ready for his very first district start of the season. 1-0 Tigers here in the first. Tigers tonight in their road grays. as J.P. Perez leads it off for the Eagles of Akins. I believe this is Jackson's first start in over 2 seasons. Jackson with a lot of heat behind his fastball. And Jackson is ready. So is Perez. And the first pitch from Jackson. Perez chops one. Trey is right there. Trey picks it up, slings it over to TC for the first out of this ball game for the Tigers. One gone. And here's Ramos, the third baseman for the Eagles. One pitch, one out for Jackson. Easy work. And Jackson winds up, fires. Swing and a miss by Ramos. Strike one. Jackson has been primarily used as a closer this season, coming in to start. And Ramos swung at air on that one, 0-2 to the third baseman. 1-0 Tigers in the home half of the first. And Jackson winds up, fires. Jackson has his first strikeout of the night. 2 gone here in the first.
Next up to bat, number 11, Dave Cisneros.
Here's Cisneros. No one on, 2 outs. Cisneros, the catcher for the Eagles, takes on Jackson for the first time. And Jackson winds up, fires. Nice pitch, catches the inside corner for strike one, and 0-1 on Cisneros. Daniel Salas on deck for the Eagles. Jackson winds, fires. And did he check his swing? He did not. 0-2 to Cisneros. Jackson look for the 1-2-3 and the second strikeout of the night. The wind, the fires, and that's fouled out of play off of the gym. Count remains 0-2. Cisneros back in the box. The 0-2 from Jackson Conover. Jackson fires. Cisneros fouls it back to his dugout. Count remains 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 put out here in the bottom of the first for the Tigers. Jackson ready to go. The 0-2. High pop up. Let's see who's going to get it. And it is caught by Trey. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Tigers. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on for the Eagles. TC, Jackson, Taylor, all coming up in the top of the second for the Tigers. And you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. a little run DMC playing at Burger. 8-9-1 coming up for the Tigers as TC will lead off this second inning for Dripping Springs. Welcome back to historic Burger Field. Melvin Jones here with you. Tiger Baseball on Vype Live as TC steps up to the plate to begin the second inning.
Up the bat for the Tigers, number 12, Tristan Tsakanowicz.
TC did not play back on Tuesday night, getting his first rakes in against this Eagle team. As Corpus, the lefty, back out there for Akins. And he fires the first pitch of the second inning. High belt line, but they're going to say strike one against TC, 0-1 to Tristan. And Corpus fires. That is low and in the dirt, 1-1. 9 pitches by Jackson Conover in that first. Corpus winds, fires. And that catches the outside corner for strike two. 1-2 now to TC. Here's Corpus, the 1-2. TC hits one in the right center, and that is going to be caught out in right field by Fonseca. One gone here in the second.
Next up to bat, number 6, Jalen Conover.
Here's Jackson.
Correction, Jackson Conover.
Jackson on Tuesday went 2 for 3, including a 3-run inside the park home run, and then an 11-1 beatdown the Tigers gave the Eagles. Jackson looks at ball one. 1-0 to Jackson Conover. As Corpus fires, that's low and inside, 2-0 to Jackson. The 2-0 upcoming to Jackson. Jackson floats one, foul and out of play. 2-1 to Jackson. Top of the order, and Taylor Tracy on deck for the Tigers. And Corpus fires. Jackson fouls this one to the third base side. Count goes even, 2-2. And Jackson ready to go. So is Noah Corpus, the pitcher. He fires. Jackson pops it fouling in. Count remains 2-2. One nothing Tigers. Here's the 2-2 from Corpus. Jackson sends a screamer foul to the third base side, and the count remains even at 2-2. And Corpus fires a 2-2. Jackson with an at bat for the ages. Count remains 2-2. And now Corpus fires. That's high, full count to Jackson Conover. And the 3-2 from Corpus. He fires. Jackson floats one high. And underneath it is the second baseman, Tinberg. And that's the second out of the inning. Here's Taylor.
13, Taylor Tracy.
Taylor drew a walk to open up this game back in the first. Tigers with only one hit thus far, and they lead 1-0. Taylor's ready to go. So is Corpus, and Corpus fires, and that is high for ball one. Gavin Hole is on deck. And Corpus winds, fires. Taylor hits one in the right center. And that's going to drop down for a base hit. So Taylor is on. Second hit of the night for the Tigers.
Next up the bat.
Here comes Gavin. 1 on, 2 outs.
Gavin Holt.
Gavin tonight 0 for 1. He did reach off of the error by Ariano. One nothing Tigers. With the runner on first in Taylor Tracy. And Corpus throws it back. And Taylor just gives back. Gavin steps in. Lefty versus lefty. And Corpus fires. Gavin sends it foul. And it's going to drop just beyond the dugout. 0-1 to Gavin. Connor Helms is on deck. Corpus throws back to first again. No school tomorrow means no games, as it is Easter holiday weekend. Corpus fires. Taylor takes off. Hit and run was on. Taylor Tracy has a stolen base. So Taylor now stands at second base. And Gavin back in the box. And Corpus looks back at second. He fires. And Gavin, nice eye, ball 1. '54th pitch already from North Corpus coming down the pipe. And that got away from Cisneros. Cisneros fires over third, and Taylor gets in there. So another stolen base by Taylor Tracy, and he's 90 feet away from bringing home the Tigers' second run of the night. Deuces for Gavin. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for number 2. And Corpus fires his 55th pitch. And Gavin is hit. And the Tigers with runners at the corners. 2 gone for Connor Helms.
Next up the bat number 3, Connor Helms.
Connor tonight 0 for 1. Grounding out to the 5-3 double play back in the first. And Corpus fires. Connor fouls this one off for strike 1. 0-1 to Connor Helms. Dom Hurley on deck. Tigers are threatening here in the second inning. As Corpus fires. And that got in there for a strike 2, 0-2 to Connor. That was questionable. He called that same one in the Austin Johnson JV game prior to our game. No balls, 2 strikes to Connor Helms. Taylor Tracy's at third. Zane Warren is at first. And Corpus fires. And Connor strikes out to end the inning. So the Tigers leave 2 stranded. And that is the second strikeout for North Corpus. 1-0 as we head to the home half of the first. Salas, Arellano, as well as Corpus, due up in the second for the Eagles. 1-0 Tigers. And you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Daniel Salas leads it off for the Eagles. Here in the bottom half of the second, 1-0 Tigers on a very chilly night here at Burger. Salas, Arellano, as well as Corpus due up for the Eagles. Wind starting to kick up again. Jackson, fantastic first inning. Only 9 pitches thrown. Jackson, with his first pitch of the second inning, goes down as a strike. An 0-1 count to Salas. Jackson fires. Salas hits one deep. That is real deep. And it's going to be dropped. Well, it wasn't dropped. Parker lost it in the lights. And the first hit of the night for the Eagles, a double by Salas. Here's Arellano. 1 on, no outs. As Parker just lost that one in the lights. We have center fielders, opposing center fielders, that loses balls in the lights back at the jungle. So the first hit of the night for the Eagles. Got a runner on second, no outs. That's Jackson. Looks back at second, fires. Showing bunt is Arellano, and it goes foul. 0-1 to the first baseman. Jackson likes this one. The 0-1 upcoming, and that pitch sails foul. 0-2 quickly to Arellano. Jackson, long look over at second as he resets. Jackson looking for his second strikeout of the night. And Jackson fires, and that's hit up the middle. Trey bobbles it, and Trey still able to put away Arellano for the first out.
Next up to bat, number 2, Noah Corpus.
Here's Corpus, 1 on, 1 out here in the second. Eagles has a tying run 90 feet away. Tigers will go with Dom, Jack, and Trey to lead off the third. Jackson fires. Nice pitch by Jackson, but it's a little bit outside for ball 1. 1-0 to Corpus. Jackson ready to go. The 1-0 fires. Nice pitch, and he got it that time. Aces on the board. A ball and a strike to Noah Corpus. Hayden Fonseca on deck for Akins. And Jackson steps off the rubber to reset. Jackson ready to go. And the 1-1, well high and outside. A lot of heat behind that one for Jackson, but it's 2-1 to Corpus. Pitcher versus pitcher here in his inning. Jackson ready to go. Fires. Corpus pops this one well high. TC is underneath it, and TC grabs it for the second out. And Salas is just stranded at third right now. 2 gone here in the second. Here's Fonseca. 1 on, 2 outs. Bottom half of the second. Tigers with a 1-0 lead. And Jackson fires high, ball 1. Jackson fires the 1-0. And that's the dribbler. And picking it up and dribbling. Nice play by Trey. That was close. Trey was getting awfully close to an error and a run coming across the board, but the Tigers was able to put it away. Eagles leave 1 on. 1-0 Tigers as we go to the top of the third. Dom, Jack, Trey, all due up in the top of the third for the Tigers. And you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. One nothing Tigers as we play the top of the third. As Dom will lead off.
Tigers number 16, Dominic Curley.
Dom tonight 1 for 1. He had an RBI double back in the first. And Corpus winds up for his first pitch. That is high and outside for ball 1. 1-0 Dom Hurley. Corpus winds up, fires. And that is low in the inside, but they call strike 1. Evens up the count, 1-1. Corpus fires. Nice pitch. That was more of a strike than the last one, but it's 2-1 for Dom. As Corpus winds up, fires a 2-1. That one's into the dirt. 3 balls and a strike now to Dom Hurley. Jack Tyndall on deck for the Tigers. As Corpus with the 3-1 and a 5-pitch walk for Dom. And the leadoff runner is on for the Tigers.
Next up to bat, number 18, Jack Tyndall.
4th walk of the night for Noah Corpus. And here's Jack. Jack had a walk back in the 1st. And Corpus. Jack showing bunt. Jack lays one down. Beautiful bunt by Jack. Gets Jack out. But Dom is over at second base. One gone after the sacrifice by Jack.
Next up to bat, number 4, Trey Perry.
Here's Trey. 1 on, 1 out. Trey also drew a walk back in the 1st. Dom is at second. Corpus looks back at second. He fires. Nice pitch by him and strike 1 on Trey. 0-1 to Trey Perry. And Corpus looks back. He fires. Into the dirt. Evens up the count. 1-1. And Corpus, 2 looks over at second, fires. Trey hits a bouncer, and they tagged out Dom. It's 2 outs, and Trey is on first.
Next up to bat, number 9.
Here's Parker Saucy. Parker tonight 0 for 1, striking out back in the 1st to end the 1st. And Corpus ready to go. And he tosses over to first. Ariano had to jump up to grab it as Trey slide back in. Noah Corpus already nearing 70 pitches. He throws it back to first. And the first pitch to Parker. Parker hits this one foul. 0-1 to Parker Saucy. Tigers have struggled on this field the last 2 seasons. Let's see if they break out. And that pitch gets away from Cisneros. And Trey now stands at second base. So, it should be, he said 0-2, but a pass ball on Corpus, on Cisneros. And Corpus 2 looks over at second base, fires, and Parker is punched out looking. Tigers leave another one on. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Corpus. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd, 8-9-1 coming up Tinberg, Resendez, and Perez for the Eagles. 1-0 Tigers, and you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. 1-0 Tigers here in the bottom half of the third.
For the Eagles, number 9, Aiden Tenberg.
As Aiden Tenberg leads it off for the Eagles here in this third inning. So far, Jackson efficient. 20 pitches so far. He has a strikeout and has given up a hit. Meanwhile, on the other side, Noah Corpus already at 70 pitches for the night. As Jackson starts off the third inning with a ball, 1-0 for Tenberg. That's like Gavin had to adjust his equipment. Tenberg back in the box. Jackson is ready. And the 1-0 from Jackson. Tenberg pops it up foul. And could Gavin get to it? He does not, as it lands on the other side of the gate. 1-1 now to Tenberg. One count to Aiden Tenberg. 1-0 Tigers here in the bottom half of the third. And Jackson with the 1-1. That's high, 2-1 to Tenberg. And Jackson winds, fires. Tenberg fouls this one off of the back awning. Count goes even, 2-2. So Jackson Conover again looking for his second strikeout on the night. And Jackson with the windup, he fires. And that's high, full count to Tenberg. Three-two count to the second baseman. First batter here in the third inning for Akins. Jackson winds up, fires, and that is into the dirt in the first walk of the night for Jackson Conover.
Next up back for the Eagles,
lead off runner on as Ryan Resendez comes up to the plate, the number 9 hitter in this Eagle order. Jackson fires over, and Tenberg gets back. And Jackson steps off the bag. TC bobbles it, but Tenberg isn't going anywhere. Both dugouts starting to get loud. Jackson fires. Popped up high by Resendez, and underneath it is going to be Connor, and he grabs it for the first out of this third inning. Here is the top of the order, and J.P. Perez. Perez tonight 0 from 1, grinding out the short. His first plate appearance. One on, one down. Jackson again fires over Tenberg. Is testing Jackson. Jackson with a long look over there at first at him. As the leadoff hitter, Perez steps into the batter's box. Jackson fires. Tenberg takes off, but that hit goes foul. 0-1 to Perez. Baseball going on here. Opening night in the big leagues. And again, Timberg slides back in. Jackson is going to keep him honest. 0-1 count to Perez. Jackson ready to go. He fires. And Perez looks at ball one. Aces on the board for J.P. Perez. Timberg again leads off of first. Aces on the board for Perez. Jackson fires. Nice pitch by Jackson for strike two. 1-2 now to J.P. Perez as Jackson caught him on the inside corner. Has a very high strike zone. See if Jackson takes advantage of it. And Perez hits it in the center field for a base hit. Second hit of the night by the Eagles. 2-on for Akins with Sean Ramos up to the plate. Ramos tonight 0 for 1, striking out back in the first. And now Jackson finds himself in a little bit of a tassel right now. And he fires. Ramos chops one. Should be a 5-4, 5-3 double play. Thought maybe Don would go to second. But nonetheless, Tigers get out of the jam. As just the hit the Tigers gave up. And it is still 1-0 Tigers as we head to the top of the fourth. 8-9-1 again coming up. Tristan, Jackson, Taylor all due up in the fourth inning. And you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. TC leads off this fourth inning for the Tigers.
Number 12, Tristan Honowitz.
TC 0 for 1 on the night, lining out to right, his first plate appearance. As I thought the winds were dying down, psych, winds pick just back up. Corpus' first pitch goes well outside for ball one, 1-0 to Tristan Chahanowitz. 1-0 Tigers here in the fourth. Corpus fires. TC looks at ball two. 2-0 to TC. Tigers go 8-9-1 once again here in the fourth. TC looks at strike one. Nice pitch by Corpus. And a 2-1 count to TC. Jackson is on deck. Corpus fires a 2-1. Same pitch. Didn't get the call that time. 3 balls and a strike to TC. And Corpus quickly fires. TC fouls this one to the backstop. Full count on Tristan. Corpus with the full count fires. TC fouls this one out of play. Let's see if he hits the gym again. Couldn't tell. Full count remaining for TC. 1-0 Tigers. First batter of the fourth inning. And that's outside, and TC draws a walk to lead off this fourth inning. Here's Jackson. Jackson tonight 0 for 1, popping up to second base. Back in the second. 1 on, no one out. Here in the fourth. Jackson ready to go. And Corpus fires. Jackson shows bunt. And that goes down as a strike. 0-1 to Jackson Conover. Top of the order, and Taylor Tracy on deck for the Tigers. Tigers looking to get out of Berger with a winning record for the season. With a win tonight. Jackson shows bunt again. Jackson lays it down. Great bunt. As Ramos comes over and puts Jackson away for the first out. But that was a nice bump by Jackson.
Number 13, top of the lineup, Taylor Tracy.
Here's Taylor. Taylor tonight 1 for 1 with a single, and he drew a walk to lead off the ball game. Noah Corpus is at 79 pitches. And TC standing at second base. Folks, don't forget, we are back Tuesday night. We are on the road as we start the toughest 4 games of the season. Game number 1 against Westlake. Coverage will begin 6:50 Tigers pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch right here on Vype Live. Tigers in the Shaps from Westlake. Tigers back in the jungle next Friday night. As Taylor is in the box. And Corpus is ready to go. He looks back at second at TC. And Corpus fires. Taylor looks at ball number 1. 1-0 to Taylor Tracy. One and 0 to Taylor Tracy. As Corpus with 2 looks over to TC. He fires. And Taylor hits one in the left field. That's going to drop for extra bases. And here comes TC for the second Tiger run of the night. And it's 2-0 Tigers. And an RBI double standing by Taylor Tracy.
Next at the bat for the Tigers, number 2, Gavin Noel.
Here's Gavin. 1 on, 1 out. Gavin tonight 0 for 1, but he has scored a run. Well, Zane Warren scored a run for him. And he has reached twice. Third hit of the night by the Tigers. And it's 2-0 Tigers. As Corpus looks back at Taylor. He fires. And Gavin sliced one in the right field for base hit. Here comes Taylor home, and it's going to be 3-0 Tigers. RBI single, Gavin Holt.
Next up the bat for
And here's Connor.
Connor Helms.
Connor tonight 0 for 2. Connor looking for his first hit as the offense starting to click. That pitch is well inside for ball 1. 83 pitches for Noah Corpus. And Corpus fires. And Connor hits one in the right center. That is going to be caught by Resendez for the second out. Nice contact, though, by Connor, but 2 down. Here's the Tigers' third. Here's Dom. Dom is 1 for 1. RBI double back in the first. He drew a walk last inning. As Corpus fires over. And Zane Warren at first base for the Tigers. Nice lead off of first. And Corpus fires. Dom fouls this one off of the fence. Strike one. Connor tonight now 0 for 3. And Corpus fires. And that is high for ball one. Action in the bullpen right now for the Eagles. As Noah Corpus approaching 90 pitches tonight. In 3 2/3. And Dom pops this one out, and it's going to drop foul. 1-2 to Dom Hurley. A ball and 2 strikes to Dom. And Corpus fires. Dom sends one foul, just barely. Count remains 1-2. Jack Tyndall's on deck for the Tigers. Offensively, the Tigers have not fared well in this stadium at all in 2 seasons. They are slowly starting to break out of that. Here's the 1-2 upcoming from Corpus. And Corpus fires. And that's well outside deuces as Zane Warren is now at second base. Two balls and 2 strikes to Dom Hurley, 2 outs. Zane Warren at second base. Corpus fires. Dom fouls it off again. Count remains 2-2. 90 pitches now for Noah Corpus. And Corpus looks back at second base. And he fires, and that's into the dirt, full count to Dom. Dom looking to get on for a third time tonight. Noah Corpus looks back at second. And he fires the 3-2. Dom crushed this one's foul. And the count is still full. Here's the 3-2 from Corpus. Fires. Dom hits one. Nice catch by Tinberg to get out of the inning. But the Tigers put up a 2 spot here in this 4th inning. 3-0 Tigers, and we are halfway home here at Burger. Cisneros, Salas. And Orlando comes up to the plate for the Eagles. 3-0 Tigers. You are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Blake Cox now pitching for the Tigers. Jackson's night is done. Pretty good line from Jackson. 3 innings pitched, giving up just 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. As Blake is ready for his first pitch of the night, and he fires. And that is hit high. That is hit far. And it's not far enough because Jack Tyndall is right there. Parker Saucy's right there for the first out.
Next up the bat for the Eagles, number 5, Daniel Salas.
Here's Salas. Salas tonight, 1 for 1. He had a double back to lead off the second inning. Hard throwing Blake Cox. Gave up a warning track ball with his first pitch. And that pitch is high. 1-0 to Daniel Salas. Marco Ariano on deck for the Eagles. And Blake fires a 1-0. And Salas hits it right to Trey. And Trey puts him away. 3 pitches, 2 outs for Blake Cox.
Marco Ariano.
Is Ariano. Ariano tonight 0 for 1. Grounding out the short back in the second. And Blake fires. And he got it in there for strike 1. 0-1 to Ariano. Blake ready to go. He fires outside. Evens up the count. 1-1. Blake fires. That was into the dirt. 2-1 now to Ariano. And Blake fires. And Ariano has deuces as he fouls it back to the backstop. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Three nothing Tigers. Tigers with a 2 spot in the top half of this inning. Blake fires. Blake pops it up. Blake miss it. But Dom able to put him out. Great defense by Dom Hurley to put away the runner. 1-2-3 inning for Blake Cox. And the Tigers lead 3-0 as we head to the top of the 5th. Jack Trey, Parker, all due up for the Tigers, and you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. Leads it off for the Tigers here in this fifth.
Next up, number 18, Jack Tyndall.
Jack tonight 0 from 1. He did draw a walk back in the first. That's Jack ready to go. So is Ramos. And Ramos with his first pitch to Jack, and that's well outside. 1-0 to Jack Tyndall. 3-0 Big Cats. Here in the top of the fifth. Jack looks at strike one. Nice pitch by Ramos. Evens up the count 1-1. And Ramos with the windup, he fires. And that is outside, 2-1 to Jack. The wind somewhat has died down here at Berger. A little chill, but it's died down. And that pitch is well outside, 3-1 to Jack Tyndall with Trey Perry on deck. Three balls and a strike to Jack Tyndall. Ramos winds up, fires. Jack, 5-pitch walk for Jack Tyndall.
Next up to bat, number 4, Trey Perry.
Here's Trey. 1 on, no outs here in the fifth. Sixth walk overall tonight for the Eagles. Trey tonight 0 for 1. He has reached both times, though, as Ramos fires his first pitch, and that is low and inside for ball one. 1-0 to Trey. Trey back in the box. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramos fires. And that was a scream into the fence as Jack took off. Evens up the count 1-1. The entire team moved out of the way on that one. Tigers looking to go 7-1 at the turn. Again, last season they were 4-4 halfway through the season. Ramos ready to 1-1. He fires. At that time, Trey looks at strike 2. Jack thought about running. He didn't do it. And a 1-2 count to Trey Perry. Ramos is ready. Cisneros sets up on the outside. Trey hits one right to the second baseman. And he puts away Trey for the first out as Jack goes over to second. 1 gone here in the 6th, in the 5th.
Next up to bat, number 9, Parker Salsi.
Here's Parker. Parker tonight 0 for 2, both strikeouts.
Correction, number 8, Nick Title.
As Nick Tyndall in for Parker. Even I missed that one. Nick is getting his first rakes here in district play, and that pitch goes over Nick's head. Ball 1. One 0 count to Nick Tyndall. Ramos looks back at second at Jack. The Tyndall brothers are on the field right now. And strike 1 to Nick. Aces on the board. A ball in the strike and an out to Nick Tyndall. As Ramos 2 looks over 3 looks. And Nick looks at strike 2. Wow, that was a little outside. Ball and 2 strikes to Nick. A ball and 2 strikes to Nick Tyndall. 1 out. Brother Jack Tyndall at second. And Nick fouls this one to the backstop. And the count remains 1-2. TC is on deck. A ball and 2 strikes to Nick Tyndall. Ramos already at 13 pitches. He fires. And Nick is punched out looking. And that's the 3rd strikeout from the 7-hole tonight. First strikeout for Ramos. 2 gone here in the 5th. Here's TC. TC tonight 0 for 1. He drew a walk and scored a run. Back in the 4th. Ramos looks back at Jack. He fires. TC looks at ball 1. 1-0 to TC. One 0 count coming up from Sean Ramos. Ramos fires. TC looks at ball 2. 2-0 to Tristan. Jackson is on deck. And Ramos 2 looks, he fires. TC has 3-0 on Ramos. Tigers lead 3-0. 3-0 count to Tristan Chahanowitz. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Sean Ramos looks over at second base at Jack Tyndall. He fires a 3-0, and that is high on the 4-pitch walk to TC. Brings up Jackson with 2 on and 2 outs here in the 5th.
Number 6, Jackson Conover.
Second walk of the inning for Ramos. As it looks like they're going to change out the balls. Quick score update from around district. Right now at Westlake, the Trojans of Anderson leads Westlake 2-1. That game in the top of the 4th. Meanwhile, in Buda, Johnson with a 9-3 lead over Austin. That game in the bottom of the 4th. Jackson pops this one. This is real high. Chasing this Fonseca, and Fonseca catches it to end the inning. So the Tigers leave 2 on as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. Time to stretch here at Burger. 3-0 Tigers, and you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Taylor Tracy now on a bump for the Tigers. There are a lot of defensive changes for the Tigers. Connor Helms is at first base. Trey Perry at second base. Jackson Conover now at short. I want to say that is Harrison Vallow at center field. And it is. So Harrison is in the game at center field for Taylor. And I believe that is Nick Tyndall out in right field. As Taylor finishing up his warm-ups. So Taylor may be in to get the final 9 outs for the Tigers.
Next to the bat, 15, Lucas Croca.
As Lucas Croca now leads off this 5th inning. For the Eagles. And Taylor's ready to go. Croca hitting in the Noah Corpus spot. Taylor's first pitch of the night is a strike as he has Croca swinging 1-0. Excuse me, 0-1 to Croca. And Taylor ready to the 0-1. He fires. That's low. 1-1 to Croca. Hayden Fonseca, the right fielder, is on deck for the Eagles. 3-0 Tigers. 1-1 count to Croca. Taylor fires. And Croca foul tips it to the backstop. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And Taylor, the lefty, fires. And that's a bobbler. And it's hit right to Dom. And Dom puts him away for the first out of the 5th inning.
Next up the bat for the Eagles, number 7, Hayden Fonseca.
Here's Fonseca. Fonseca tonight 0 for 1, grinding out the short. Back in the 2nd. As Taylor fires. And Fonseca goes all the way around. And 0-1 to Fonseca. Taylor lines up, fires. Fonseca foul tips it into the glove of Gavin Hole. 0-2 quickly. Tigers thus far tonight, 10 left on base. Taylor fires the 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Tigers leaving some meat on the bone here tonight. This game could be a lot more lopsided if it wasn't for the 10 LOBs. Taylor, the 1-2. Got him. First strikeout of the night for Taylor.
Next at the bat for the Eagles, number 9, Aiden Tinberg.
2 outs here in the 5th. And here's Tinberg. Tinberg drew a walk to lead off the 3rd for the Eagles. Taylor looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning here in this 5th. And Taylor fires. And Tinberg looks at ball 1. 1-0 to the second baseman. Center fielder Ryan Resendez on deck for the Eagles. Taylor fires a 1-0. He didn't check his swing, evens up the count 1-1. And Taylor fires the 1-1, and that is popped up. Gavin is underneath it, and Gavin misplaced it. 1-2 now to Tinberg. Tigers head to Rest Lake next week, and right now, a Westlake team on the verge of being swept by the Trojans of Anderson. A ball and 2 strikes to Tinberg. Taylor looking for strikeout number 2. And the windup. And Taylor fires into the dirt. Deuces for Tinberg. Tigers looking for their second straight 1-2-3 inning. And Taylor with the windup. He fires, and he has his second strikeout of the night. 1-2-3 goes the Eagles in the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. 3-0 Tigers as we head to the top of the sixth. Top of the order, and Taylor Tracy, Gavin Holt, Connor Helms, all coming up for the Tigers. And you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. Sean Ramos in for a second inning of work as he has the top of the order to deal with here in the top of the sixth. Welcome back to Historic Burger here in downtown Austin. Melvin Jones here with you, Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. 3-0 Big Cats. Tigers looking for the 2-game sweep of the Eagles.
For the Tigers, number 13, Taylor Tracy.
Taylor tonight, 2 for 2. He had an RBI double back in the fourth. He also scored a run. As Ramos ready to fire his first pitch of the sixth, and Taylor looks to strike one. 0-1 on Taylor Tracy. Gavin Holt is on deck for the Tigers. And here's Ramos. Fires the 0-1. Taylor swung at that one and quickly down in the count 0-2. And Ramos ready to go. The 0-2. Taylor hits it right to third. And it's bobbled. And an E5 puts Taylor Tracy on for the fourth time tonight.
Up to bat number 2, Gavin Holt.
And here's Gavin. Gavin tonight 1 for 3. 1 for 2. He was hit by a pitch back in the second. He also scored a run. Well, Zane Warren did in his spot. So now he has Taylor Tracy at first. No outs here in the top of the sixth. Ramos fires. Got in there for strike one. And 0-1 on Gavin Holt. As Ramos fires, Gavin shows bunt. That gets away from Cisneros, and Taylor's going to go into second, standing. Let's see if the Tigers can bring home some runs in this inning. Ramos ready to go. He looks back at Taylor. He does it again. Long look at Taylor. He fires. And Gavin foul tips it. A ball of 2 strikes now to Gavin Holt. Connor Helms is on deck. 1-2 to Gavin Hole as Taylor takes the lead off a second. Gavin getting set in the box. Taylor dancing at second. That pitch is high, 2-2 to Gavin. I've heard from many people from the opposite sides saying how dangerous this Tigers team is and has been this season. And that is high, 3-2 now to Gavin. I've said it once, I'll say it again. This is the deepest the Tigers have been in 3 seasons, and they're only getting better. Gavin now, full count, no outs. Taylor Tracy at second base. And Taylor dancing again at second. Ramos, second look over second. He fires. Gavin hits one in the left center, and it's going to be caught out there by Perez for the first out of the 6th inning.
Next up the bat, number 3, Connor Helm.
Here's Connor. Connor tonight 0 for 3. Connor is due for one. And this spot will be perfect to get out of the slump. I mean, let's be fair. Connor really isn't slumping. He's been pretty solid. He swung at that one for strike 1. Oh and 1 on Connor Helms. Connor with his best offensive day as a Tiger a week and a half ago against the Jaguars of Johnson. As Ramos missed that, evens up the count to aces. Connor was 2 for 3 that night. 2 bombs, 5 RBIs at Johnson. Ramos looks back at Taylor. Does it the second time. He fires. Connor hits one right to the third baseman, and is going to take the force at first. And Taylor's going to get into third, standing, 2 gone here in the 6th.
Next up the bat, number 16, Dominic Early.
Dom tonight. We'll call it 1 for 2. Why not? He had a double back in the first. Drew a walk in the third, lined out, back in the 4th. Tigers' 4th run, 90 feet away. Ramos fires the first pitch, and that is outside for ball 1. 1-0 to Dom. And Ramos fires. Dom looks at strike 1. Nice pitch by Ramos. Evens up the count, 1-1. Eagles pitchers tonight has thrown 127 pitches. Ramos fires. That gets behind Cisneros. Here comes Taylor, and the 4th run comes across 4-0 Tigers. Wild pitch by Ramos. And a 2-1 count to Dom. Ramos fires, and that is high. 3 balls and a strike to Dom Hurley. And Ramos with the 3-1 fires. Got in there for strike 2. Full count now, Dom Hurley. Jack Tyndall on deck. As Ramos with the 3-2. And that's into the dirt. Ball 4, and Jack takes a base. Excuse me, Dom takes a base. Jack coming up.
Next up the bat, number 18, Jack Tyndall.
Second walk of the night to Dom. third walk for Ramos. And now Jack comes up, 1 on, 2 outs here in the 6th. Jack tonight is 0 for 1, but he has 2 walks. Dom is at first. Ramos ready, fires in the dirt again. Cisneros that time stopped it. And a 1-0 count to Jack Tyndall. That's Cisneros now to talk to Ramos. One 0 count to Jack Tyndall. 2 outs. Dom Hurley at first. 4-0 Tigers. And I want to say at that time, Jack called for time. Jack is ready. So is Ramos. Here comes the 1-0. And Ramos fires. Jack hits one. Right to the shortstop. The shortstop just going to take the force at second. And that is all for the Tigers. But the Tigers bring home an extra run. And it's 4-0 Tigers as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Ryan Resendez in the top of the order, and J.P. Perez and Sean Ramos all due up for the Eagles in the home half of the 6th. And you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. 4-0 Tigers. Taylor Tracy back out for his second inning of work. And he's going to face a lineup of Resendez, Perez, and Ramos to lead off this 6th inning.
Up the bat for the Eagles, number 7, Ryan Resendez.
Resendez tonight 0 for 1, popping out the second, back in the third. Gotten chilly out here. Here at Burger. It says 67 degrees, but I may have to argue that one. Taylor winds up his first pitch of the 6th inning, and that is just outside for ball 1. 1-0 to Resendez. And Taylor fires. And Resendez swung at everything. Looks like he may have gotten Gavin a little bit on the hand. Gavin has taken a beating here at Burger this season. I know he is happy that this is the last game of the season here on this field. That's Coach Cole coming out to make sure his catcher is good to go. Gavin looks like he's good to go. Gavin was nicked up, I believe, 3 times against Austin on this field. And the wind's starting to kick up a notch here at Burger. As Taylor readies the 1-1. Shakes off the first pitch, likes this one. The 1-1 from Taylor. As Resendez tried to bunt, and that goes to the backstop. 2-1 to Resendez. J.P. Perez on deck for the Eagles. 4-0 Tigers. Eagles has gotten 1 run and 4 hits in 2 games against the Tigers. And that pitch is low, 3-1 to Resendez. And Taylor with the 3-1. Resendez dribbles it foul. Full count now on the center fielder. Quick update out at Westlake. Westlake has taken a 4-2 lead over Anderson. Meanwhile, in the bottom of the 5th, Johnson beating up on Austin 9-3. Thanks to the best QA in the biz, Nate Nunez, for those updates. 3-2 to Resendez. Resendez chops it foul again, and count remains full. And they're going to call it a strikeout. Oh. The umpire, my fault. Because Resendez stopped. He thought he was struck out. Count remains 3-2 to Resendez with Perez on deck. Taylor looking for strikeout number 3. Here's the 3-2 upcoming. Taylor fires. That was high. And Taylor with his first walk of the evening. Here is Perez. Perez tonight, 1 for 2. He had a single back in the 3rd. So the Eagles with the leadoff runner on at first, with Perez up to the bat. Taylor looks over at first. 3 times he fires. And that is away, ball 1. Resendez starting to dance a little at first. And Taylor fires the 1-0. And that is sliced foul into the stands. Count goes even, 1-1. One count, 1 on, no outs. Here at the bottom of the 6th. Taylor fires. And Perez swung it air, strike 2. 1-2 now to the left fielder. Sean Ramos is on deck. 1-2 count to Perez. 1 on, no outs in the bottom of the 6th. As Resendez slides back in the 1st. And Taylor ready for 1-2. And he fires. And that is low. And Taylor knew it. He didn't like that one. 2-2 now to Perez. Taylor still looking for strikeout number 3. And Taylor this time stops to reset. So Perez back in the box. Taylor likes his pitch. Long look over at first. And Taylor goes back to first. And Resendez slides back in. And Taylor ready to 2-2. He fires. Well outside, full count to Perez. Taylor again in a full count situation, this time against Perez. And Taylor fires as Resendez takes off, doesn't matter, ball 4. And now the first 2 runners on for the Eagles here in the 6th.
Next up to bat for the Eagles, number 1, Sean Ramos.
Back-to-back walks for Taylor Tracy. And Coach Payne is heading out to talk to Taylor Tracy. Taylor's going to stay in the game. As here is Ramos, 2 on, no outs here in the 6th. 4-0 Tigers. Ramos tonight 0 for 2. Struck out in the first, grounded out back in the 3rd. Taylor ready to go. His first pitch, Taylor just hesitated. And now Taylor looks like he's ready to go. He looks back at second as Ramos shows bunt. Taylor fires. Ramos pulls back, hits it foul. 0-1 to now the pitcher, Sean Ramos. Taylor with the 0-1. And he fires. Ramos shows bunt, and that goes foul. 0-2 now to Ramos. Got to think Ramos is going to be swinging away here. Let's see if the runners take off. Oh, 2 count to Ramos. Taylor looks back at Resendez at second base. Taylor fires. And that is high. Looks like Ramos checked his swing. A ball and 2 strikes now. Here's the 1-2 to Taylor. Excuse me, the Ramos. Taylor fires. Ramos swings and strikes out, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Taylor tonight. 1 gone here in the 6th. Here's Cisneros. 2 on, 1 out in the bottom half of the 6th. As Connor says something to Taylor and runs back. Cisneros tonight, he's 0 for 2. Taylor at 30 pitches. Looks back at second. And Taylor fires. And that is belt line, ball 1. (1-0) to Cisneros. In a 4-0 Tiger lead. Timeout, Cisneros. Taylor opened up this inning with 2 straight walks. And a 1-0 count to Cisneros right now. And that ball goes into the dirt, 2-0. Taylor struck out. Sean Ramos, the last batter. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. Tigers lead 4-0, but the Eagles are threatening. And Taylor fires a 2-0. Got him swinging, and Gavin nearly picked him off, as Perez was lucky to get back to first. And a 2-1 count now to Cisneros. And Taylor ready to go. The 2-1. And Taylor fires. And he got it in there for strike 2. Evens up the count, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, 2 on for the Eagles. Taylor looking for strikeout number 4. He fires, and that's bounce. Dom has it. Dom picks it up, throws it over to Connor for the second out of the inning. Runners, however, do advance.
Step up the bat, number 5, Daniel Salas.
Here's Salas. Salas tonight, 1 for 2. Runners at second and third, 2 gone here in the 6th. 4-4-0 for the Tigers. And 0-2-2 for the Eagles. Taylor still getting back into the swing of things as far as pitching. He fires. That is high for ball 1. Taylor's going to have his full rotation on this one. 1-0 to Salas. Taylor with the 1-0. Salas hits one in the right field for a base hit in the first run of the game by the Eagles. Come across the board, and it's 4-1 Tigers. RBI single for Daniel Salas.
Next up the bat, number 6, Marco Ariano.
As Resendez comes home. Here's Ariano. Runs at the corners. 2 gone. Ariano's 0 for 2. 4-1 Tigers. Taylor fires. Ariano swings and misses everything for strike 1. Taylor right now approaching his season high if he's not there in pitches. Taylor with the 0-1. That is outside, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 from Taylor. He fires. And Ariano swings and misses. And the Eagles are down to their final strike here in the 6th. Taylor ready some 1-2. He fires, runner goes, and it got away from Gavin, and the second run will come home. As it is now 4-2 off of the wild pitch. Deuces on the board for Ariano. And Taylor, with his 42nd pitch of the night, gets it past Gavin again this time. Gavin was able to get it. Then Gavin and Taylor's going to have a conversation. Connor's going to join them. Full count now on Ariano. 4-2 as the Eagles put up a 2-spot here in the 6th. And the Tigers' woes on this field continues. The 3-2 to Ariano. Taylor fires, and that is in the dirt. And the 3rd walk of the inning for Taylor Tracy.
Next up to the bat, 15, Lucas Roca.
And Coach Payne is coming out. Taylor is done. And TC is going to come in to pitch. So Taylor is responsible for the runners at the corners. Tigers lead 4-2. Eagles are threatening. You are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. So the final stat line on Taylor Tracy, an inning and 2/3, only giving up 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, but also 3 walks. And he is responsible for the runners at the corners right now. As here's Crocker.
Again, batting number 15, Lucas Croca.
Croca tonight, 0 for 1. Grounding out last inning. And TC, with his first pitch in a while, gets it in there for strike 1. And 0-1 on Croca. I believe TC pitched last district year as far as district play early in the season. And the 0-1, TC stops. Eagles with runners at the corners. 2 gone. Tigers now with a 4-2 lead. And TC ready to 0-1. He fires. Croca hits one foul. He's got a lot of contact on that. And 0-2 to Croca. TC gets out of this inning. It would be fantastic. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 gone here in the 6th. Runners at the corners for the Eagles. They already have a 2 spot in this inning. TC fires, and the runner takes off. Gavin, strike him out. That's what I'm talking about. Gavin Hole, get out of this inning. It was a rough one, but the Tigers was able to salvage this inning. And the Eagles leave 2 stranded. But they put up a 2 spot And the Tigers now lead 4-2 as we head to the top of the 7. Trey, Nick Tyndall, and TC all due up in the top of the 7 for the Tigers. And you are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. Top 7. Trey leads it off for us. Ramos still out there. Coming up on 40 pitches. Four, 2 Tigers.
That's about number 4, Trey.
And our final game of the season here at Burger. Trey tonight. 0 for 2, excuse me. He drew a walk back in the first. And the first pitch is outside, ball 1. And the 1-0. And that's high. 2-0 to Trey. And the 2-0. High, 3 straight balls from Ramos, and a 3-0 count to Trey Perry. Here's a 3-0. Ramos fires. And a 4-pitch walk to start the 7th inning for the Tigers as Trey gets on for a 3rd time tonight. Here's Nick. Nick 0 from 1. He struck out. Back in the 5th inning. And that was the fastest pitching change in the world. Pitching change for the Eagles. 4-2 Tigers. And you are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Aiden DeLeon, the new pitcher for the Eagles. 4-2 Tigers, and a leadoff runner is on here in the top of the 7th. Quick scores. Johnson defeats Austin 13-3, so the Jags keep rolling. Right now here, Burger 4-2 Tigers. The leadoff runner on at first. That is Trey Perry. Sean Ramos' numbers, 2 innings pitch. He actually didn't give up any hits. Gave up a run. 4 walks, though. And 1 strikeout. And here's Nick. Nick tonight, 0 for 1, striking out back in the 5th. 1 on, no outs, top 7. Tigers looking for a little insurance here in the 7th inning as DeLeon readies his first pitch of the night. He fires. Nick shows bunt, lays it down beautifully. Trey's going to get the second, and Nick is going to get the first. Let's see how they score it.
Up to bat number 12, Tristan.
As TC comes up,
Collins.
2 on, no outs. They call it E1. TC tonight 0 for 1, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. And the first pitch goes down to the strike, 0-1 to TC. TC again on the night, 0 for 1, 2 walks, a run scored. He has 2 on, no outs in the top of the 7. TC showing bunt again. DeLeon, long look at second. DeLeon fires. That is high, real high. Brushed off the umpire. Evens up the count 1-1, and the umpire had a smile on that one. Round of applause from the folks here at Burger. TC again showing bunt. DeLeon, 2 looks over second. He fires. TC lays down a beaut. And they only could get TC out, but the runners advances to second and third. Still no outs for Jackson.
Next up to bat number 6, Jackson Conover.
Jackson tonight 0 for 3. But the Tigers are threatening. Runners at second and third. Only 1 out. Jackson with that huge night on Tuesday. Can make this better right now. Jackson sends a dribbler and is bobbled by the shortstop, and the run comes home, and the bases are loaded for the Tigers. 5-2 Tigers. Fourth error of the night. 2 in this inning alone.
Number 13, Tyler Tracy.
Here's Taylor. Taylor tonight 2 for 3. Yeah, the RBI double. And Taylor check swing, excuse me. Fouled in his 0-1 to Taylor Tracy. Bases full of Tigers, 2 on, 1 out. As a run came across the board, DeLeon looks back at second, fires. Taylor hits one, but that's going foul. Oh, and 2 now to Taylor Tracy. 5-2 Tigers. DeLeon fires high, 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 on for the Tigers. Taylor Tracy on. DeLeon looks back at second a second time, and a 1-2 to Taylor. And that is high and upstairs. 2-2. Taylor would love to hit it over that 311 sign, and Taylor fouls this one off. And count remains 2-2. Very short porch. Out in the left corner of the field, 311. But the winds are blowing in right now. Two balls and two strikes to Taylor Tracy. De Leon is ready to go. Looks back at second. And De Leon pulls back. Nick Tendo at second base. Jackson Conover in first. The 2-2 count to Taylor Tracy. One gone here to seventh. Taylor fouls it off again. Gavin Hall is on deck for the Tigers. Tigers looking for more damage here in this seventh inning. As De Leon fires, and that is high, full count to Taylor. De Leon ready to 3-2. Looks back at Nintendo. Does it again. Fires. Taylor floats one high in the right field. That may be trouble, and that's going to drop foul. Taylor is having himself in that bat right now. Wind is kicking right now. De Leon looks back at Nick. He fires. And that is punch Taylor out. Taylor can't believe it. Neither can I. That looked like ball four all the way.
Next up to bat, number 2, Gavin Noel.
That's the first strikeout for De Leon. 2 gone. And here's Gavin. Gavin tonight, 1 for 3. He was hit by a pitch back in the second, had a single in the fourth. RBI single at that. As De Leon again looks back at Nick Tindall, and that pitch goes well outside for ball 1. 1-0 to Gavin. Connor Helms on deck. Tigers lead 5-2, and they're looking for more. The 1-0 up coming from De Leon. And De Leon fires. And Gavin floats one in the center, and then underneath it is going to be Resendez. And he grabs it for the third out. Tigers leave 2 more. A lot of meat on the bones tonight. But they do pick up a run. And they lead 5-2 as we head to the home half of the 7th. As Croker, Fonseca, and Tinberg are the last gasp for the Eagles. 5-2 Tigers. You are watching Tiger Baseball on Vype Live. Bottom of the 7th, and TC is in to close it out for the Tigers. TC came in to punch out the final hitter in the bottom of the 6th, and now looking for his first save of this season. As you can tell, the wind is howling right now. Tigers back on the road Tuesday night. They head to Westlake. The first battle between the two teams this season. Tigers' toughest 4 games of the season on deck. As Lucas Croca leads off the 7th inning for the Eagles. Croca tonight 0 for 1, grounding out the 3rd, back in the 5th. As Tristan is ready to go. And Tristan's first pitch, as he winds up, he fires. And Croca looks to strike 1. And 0-1 on Lucas Croca. TC fires. Croca hits one right to Trey. It bounces off of Trey. And Trey ain't going to be able to get him. And let's see if they call that one an error on the Tigers. I would say hit, because that was a tough one for TC. And they do call that E4. So pitch hitter now for the Eagles, as that is number 24, Cody Crank. As TC looks back at first, and he fires. Crank looks at strike 1. Nice pitch by TC, 0-1. Aiden Timberg is on deck. TC with a look over his left shoulder at first. Fires the 0-1. And ball evens up the count 1-1. That was close. That was real close. And TC fires over the head of Crank, 2-1. And TC ready for 2-1. He fires. And that is a strike. And the Austin dugout is losing it right now. From up here, it looks like it was a ball to us. 2-2 count to Crank. TC readies, fires, outside, full count. TC looks, and he's ready. The full count. And Crank hits one. Jackson got it. Step on second base. Double play. Second of the night for the Tigers. 2 gone here in the 7th.
Next up the bat for the Eagles, number 9, Aiden Timberg.
Here's Timberg. Timberg tonight 0 for 1, striking out, back in the 5th. TC got a first pitch strike. An 0-1 count to Tenberg. Tenberg, the last gasp for the Eagles. Tigers looking for the sweep. TC. Pitch goes outside for ball one. 1-1 to Tenberg. And TC fires. Tenberg swings and misses for strike two, and the Eagles are down to their final strike. Tigers a strike away from avoiding a second straight season of disappointment against this Akins team. TC fires. Got him! Then he called it! That was a strike from up here. But deuces on the board for Tenberg. TC winds up, fires. That's screen fouled on the first base side. Count remains deuces. Tigers looking to go 7-1 at the turn. Tenberg back in the box. TC readies. The 2-2. He fires. Got him! Tigers win! Tigers have swept the Eagles. And the final score, 5-2. And the Tigers avoid disappointment for the second straight season against the Eagles. And they win tonight by a final score of 5-2. Post game coming up in just a short bit. Tigers win 5-2 to go 7-1 at the turn. You are watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. Tigers win tonight. Final score of 5-2. Game time 2 hours and 29 minutes as it got chilly here at Burger. Winning pitcher tonight, Jackson Conover, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs given up, a strikeout and a walk, and he is our player of the game for tonight. Second win here in league play. He is 2-0 in district play. Losing pitcher tonight, Noah Corpus. And the save going to Tristan Johanowicz. So the Tigers 7-1 at the turn as we start the second half of the season Tuesday night against Westlake. And the last check, Westlake has won. They has defeated Anderson 7-2 to move to 4-3 in league play. So Tigers and the Chaparrals of Westlake Tuesday night, 7 o'clock right here on Vype Live as we are about to wrap it up from here at Burger. Folks, it is chilly. Very chilly here in Austin. I want to wish everyone a very happy holiday weekend. Please be safe out there. Our next telecast will be Tuesday night from Westlake. Tigers and Westlake do battle as the Tigers start their 4 toughest games of the season on Tuesday night. First pitch 7 o'clock, pregame 6:50 right here on Vype Live. For the best QA in the business, Nate Nunez. For our technical producer, Suna Venkat, and the broadcast director of Vype Media Networks, Merle Bertrand, I am Melvin Jones saying good night from a very windy, historic Burger Field. You have been watching Tigers Baseball on Vype Live. I will talk to you guys Tuesday night. Have a great weekend, everyone.